Hey there. In this video, I'm going to show you that how you can create a mobile app using this AI tool. You don't have to write a single line of code. And if you have used any tool like Lovable or Bold, this is as easy to use as those tools are. The pricing is also very similar. You have to pay a $20 per month subscription and you get 100 messages, and you can also export your code and you can make your project private. On the free plan, you also get 5 messages per day. This builds apps using React Native. React Native is a framework that builds your mobile app on iOS and on Android at the same time. So you just have to make changes in the code once and it will reflect on both of these. This is majorly what everyone uses right now. Now, let's try it out. I would want to make an app that gives you recipe of dishes that you can cook with the ingredients you have at home. The ingredients would be an input by the user. We want to use OpenAI's API for creating these recipes. So on the backend, we would be making API calls to OpenAI, and it would be providing us that what are the recipes that can be cooked with this. Let's send this and let's wait for it to create an app. So if you look at the interface, this looks very similar to Lovable. On the left, you have a chat-based interface where you can send messages. You can select the model that you want to use. Right now, this has Sonnet 3.7, Sonnet 3.6. I think this is some mistake. This must be Sonnet 3.5. And finally, they also have Grok. So on the right, you will see that it has already started generating the app. You can also test this on your phone on Android or iOS. It will ask you to install this app called Expo Go. This app is required if you are trying to test any React Native app. You would need to install this app from the Play Store or App Store. Talking more about the interface, you can also switch between the code mode and the preview mode. On the header, you have a couple of more options. You have the integrations option over here. One thing that really stood out for me is including backend functionality is so simple with this. You don't have to get a separate Supabase or anything else. You can just directly click on this button and this would enable backend functions for you. Same is the case with environment variables. You can just directly add your API keys over here and it would add it to the backend. Apart from this, you can also download this code. You cannot do it on the free plan, but if you are on the paid plan, you can download it. You can also publish the apps directly from here. You can publish it to App Store or you can publish it to TestFlight. TestFlight is basically a testing environment for App Store apps. So what you can do is you can just click on this and then it will give you all these steps for publishing from here. You would have to add your Apple developer account and rest of the things. Now it has created the app that we wanted to create. It basically has two screens. First one is ingredients. Over here we can mention whatever ingredient we have. And on the right, there is a tab where we can save all our recipes. Really like that it created the save tabs itself without us asking it. Also see that it has not asked us to put our OpenAI's API key anywhere. So I will just check where do I input my OpenAI API key and what variable name should I save it with. So this is interesting to see. Over here it mentions that the app is currently using Rorg tool API endpoint. They already have all these mini tools built in. So you don't have to do an integration with OpenAI or any other LLM. I'm not sure how good their AI generation is, but this makes the entire app really handy. We can just use their native API endpoint for this. So I will mention I want to create something using apples, yogurt, the banana, and just typing in random things at this point, X. And let's add all of that and see what recipes it comes up with. When I click on generate recipe, this seems to be working. It recommended me a recipe. It also mentioned the time it would take for creating this. This also has a placeholder image for this. This does not seem to be a banana yogurt pancake, but good job on including these placeholder images. This also has instructions, and I really like that how there is a different UI for instructions and for ingredients. Let's try saving this. When I click on this icon on the top right, this should save it to my saved recipe. When I go to saved, I see this new recipe that is added to my saved collection. This seems to be working really well. With that being done, the next thing I wanted to add a backend to this so that it remembers what every user is generating. and it is saving all these recipes in a backend. So I will enable this. This is a one-click process. This is something that you won't find in other tools. Even with Lovable and with Bolt, you have to connect your Supabase account to create a backend. So this might also create a limitation where you would have to keep on using Roark for your app. You cannot just download your code and keep using it separately. Since your backend is now linked with Roark, you would have to keep on using them as your backend. But still, this would work well for a prototype level app where you're just trying to test your app idea rather than a fully featured production level app. So if I use this toggle on the top right, if you look at the top right, there are three different views. You can view this on iOS, on Android, and on the web. So that's the benefit of using React Native, that you get all these three apps created from the single code base. Now I will just make the final touches. So you can come on the left, you can select the project name, the URL that you would want for it, and you can also change the app icon and the project name coming on this space. So I won't change the name or the icon for now. I will push this live. For pushing this live, what you have to do is you have to just click on publish here. When you do that, it would parallelly start pushing this to a backend, a Android and an iOS link. And once that is published and you're done testing it, then you can also push it directly to Apple App Store and a Google Play Store. When you click on this link over here for publishing it to Apple, you will see these 4 steps here where you have to add your Apple developer account at the start. And when you choose the other option of pushing it to app stores, then you will be redirected to this documentation page where it will give you steps on how to do this. I'm expecting the publishing part to also get better with time. They can also build out native integration for pushing this app directly on the Play Store or the App Store. It is done publishing the app. Let's open this link. When I open this link, I'm redirected on this page where there is a QR that you can scan with your phone for opening this on your mobile. And once you scan this with your mobile, then you would be redirected to the Expo Go app where you can use this entire thing, because this is in the test mode right now. But when you push it live, then it would be available on the Play Store for everyone to use. So right now you can share this link with anyone you would want to test your app and the feedback. So that was all for that video. If you are a founder or if you work in a job and you have an app idea that you want to build out, but you don't want to pay an MVP agency $2,000 for building it, and you don't have the necessary coding skills required for building it yourself, then I have something for you. I'm launching this very focused 14-day cohort called Builder Circle, where there would be 5 founders who would be shipping their app using these AI tools. This would be a very structured 14-day actionable course where you would be building your app from start to finish and even start distributing it. You can sign up for the waitlist from the link in the description, and I would see you on the other side. That's all for this video. If you would like to see more of such videos, do subscribe to the channel. Bye bye. Have a good one.